Hey guys, my name is DJ and welcome to my spoiler review of Black Adam. That's right, this is my spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend you go watch it, then come back here and check out what I have to say. And when it comes to what I actually thought about Black Adam, well, it was actually a pretty fun movie, okay? I had a lot of enjoyment watching from beginning to end with this pretty exciting film. So, you know, if you just want to know if you should watch the movie, I highly recommend it. It was a pretty fun watch. However, if you're familiar with my reviews, then you would know that I split up the video into two sections. I got the good and I got the bad. So if you're here just to hate on Black Adam and see what I didn't like about the film, which honestly wasn't a whole lot, then you can click right here on the timestamp on my titties. And the first thing I really liked about this movie was kind of the direction and feeling of the whole movie, okay? My big thing when I think about DC, the difference between DC and Marvel, in my opinion, is that Marvel focuses a lot more on the interpersonal relationships between its characters, while DC is much more focused on the powers and the lore behind objects and creating this godlike world. While Marvel is much more human, this movie is basically everything I think of when I think of the DC universe. It was all intensely crazy superpowers, huge battles, just amazing history and lore, and all the stuff that I usually look for in a DCEU film at this point was there in an interesting and compelling way that didn't feel like it overstayed its welcome. Because one of the big pet peeves of mine that I have about a lot of DC films is that I don't like my time being wasted when I watch a movie, okay? It's just a huge pet peeve of mine of when I'm watching a movie and I'm like, you could take that part out and it wouldn't change anything, etc. But this movie really didn't have that, okay? All of the characters were there for a reason. All of the events that happened were shown to us for a reason, okay? If something felt anticlimactic, oh, there was a reason for that and it was a huge twist. Like, for instance, the main bad guy dying like 3/4 of the way through the movie when you kind of think, oh, I guess the movie's over. No, it was secretly a big twist because he wanted to die, that kind of thing. I love that stuff. I hate my time being wasted. But when it comes to this movie, I just really liked the pacing and how everything felt like it mattered, and all the characters in it felt like they mattered. For instance, the JSA, every single member of that team mattered, and their reason for being there mattered. Every reason that every character had in this movie was understandable, and they mattered. And the JSA, I think, is a big example of characters that when you're watching the trailer may feel as though they're just kind of being thrown in there for no reason, but as you're watching the movie you kind of realize, oh, they are here for a reason. And both the JSA and Black Adam have their respective reasons that are understandable to fight each other, and JSA want to take down Black Adam. Black Adam doesn't want to be taken down because of their own respective reasons, and it all makes sense. I will say this about the JSA, and this is kind of a negative thing, but if you don't know anything about any of the characters before this movie, you're probably not going to know anything about them after this movie either, but I think it's still fine. You don't have to go in depth with every single character. You do see them individually kind of go through their own arcs, sort of, especially Dr. Fate and Hawkman, but if you didn't know anything about them, A, it didn't really matter in this case, okay? They weren't really treated as individual characters, more as a group. And B, I think it's fine because they just are really cool looking, and the fact that we have Dr. Fate in a freaking movie is cool enough to me as a freaking nerd of this stuff. But like I said, there are characters that have their own individual kind of paths. For instance, the family that we saw with the brother, the sister, and the son. I loved that family right there. Them kind of discovering Black Adam, them having to protect the crown from all these bad people, and then just their own little story being shown with the kid trying to turn Black Adam into kind of a superhero. I just thought that was all really cool. I liked the little family, and it was just nice. It was just a nice little family story we got in there. And I mean, this goes without question, but The Rock being in the DC universe is freaking cool as well. You have like the most charismatic movie star on the planet in a DC universe movie. I mean, it was cool as a fan. It was just really cool, and he did a very good job in my opinion, and I hope that he does a lot more in the DC universe. But now we get into the things I did not like about the movie, because as much as I loved the JSA, as much as I loved Black Adam, as much as I loved the little family that they had going on with the brother, sister, and the son, the main villain of this movie kind of sucked. It's just one of those cases where the villain doesn't have a story, and I mean, it's kind of okay, I guess. You kind of got that his motivation was to be evil. That's kind of this guy's motivation. It's just, it felt like we were kind of past this in superhero movies, but it's fine. We had a lot of stuff to introduce in this movie, so the villain just being, hey, I want to be evil man, is fine to me. And the other thing I didn't like about this movie, that's right, I liked basically everything else about this movie. It was a fun watch. But the other thing I did not like about this movie is the idea of Adam being a comic relief character, which it felt like he definitely was a comic relief character, and I understand the idea behind it. There's a lot of serious, intense God stuff happening, but I never felt the need for a comic relief character in this movie, simply by the fact that everybody else is kind of comedic as well. If you have guys like The Rock, if you have all of this comedic chemistry between everybody already, it doesn't feel like you need to force a character to be the comic relief. So, again, Adam being there as a comic relief, if he was just cracking jokes naturally, it'd be fine, but he just felt like he was kind of being forceful, in my opinion. But yeah, that's about it for my review of Black Adam. Is this a movie I'll see again? Probably not, but it was still a fun watch nonetheless. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Just a fun, turn your brain off, make some popcorn kind of movie. Interesting to watch The Rock as a superhero. I thought that was kind of the coolest part of this, and to see him pull it off very well, thought it was cool. Oh, also Superman's back. I don't care that much. I'm not a big fan of Superman as a character, nor am I a huge fan of the Henry Cavill portrayal of Superman. But the fact that Superman is in Black Adam and the post-credits scene, that's cool. Cool. He's back. I hope they do something interesting with him now, because they didn't before. But other than that, yeah, Black Adam. It's pretty good. I highly recommend it. It was a electrifying time. I ruined the ending of this video. Whatever. It was cool. And that's it for my review of Black Adam. What did you guys think about this video and what I had to say? Let me know down in the comments. And what did you guys think of the movie? I'm pretty interested to hear what you have to say about the Black Adam film. Again, I had a fun time, but what did you guys think? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But until next time, have a good day. Bye-bye.